What's going on, guys? I am Ace, and yes, I am here playing the one and only Elder Scrolls Online for the PS4, and it's amazing. Let me just say, first off, this game will draw your life away. Unfortunately, last week there was a few technical difficulties as to why I wasn't uploading all last week. I made this video. I'm back, internet's all sorted, fantastic, wonderful, and throughout the week there was a little more technical difficulties that I had to iron out, so I wasn't active last week. But yes, and also I admit I've been a naughty boy. I have, because this game, like I said, has just zapped my life away. Every single day I'm on this game, playing away, thinking about builds, thinking about characters, thinking about so many different things that it's incredible. It's just blown my mind. I was a massive fan of Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, played all the DLCs to death, had about 18 different characters on so many different games. So this is just a general rundown of the look at the game first off. Just the character creation. My experience was talking about some of the characters that you can have and builds and things like that, and I'm not going to do any sort of walkthrough with the game, because for me it's one of those games that I take my time with. So, you know, it's not one of those I'm going to rush through part 1, part 2, part 3 and all this sort of thing, because I'll be off with one of my characters doing this. I'll have a second character. You can create up to 8 characters, and like I did on DC Universe Online, I had a lot of characters that I was kind of back and forth with. So I'm going to try and bring some hints and tips, things that maybe players have missed out on, and also new to the console in a way. You know, the PC veterans will probably know a hell of a lot more than I would, but over time I'll start learning things. But little things and little hints that perhaps console gamers they're not seen yet, or they've not discovered. And so that's what I want to try and do. You know, now and again I'll pop up with a little hint or tip or something to help console gamers along their journey. But this video is primarily for anyone who is still on the fence as to whether they're getting this game or not. Maybe they've never played any of the Elder Scrolls games before, and they're just looking for an adventure game. So this is just a quick rundown as to the look at the character creation. And next step I will be bringing you the prison step, as it were. We're in a prison. We won't give too much away, but we're in a prison. And then you go through the prison and you're into the open world. So let's have a look. First and foremost, you can create a male or female, and you can also zoom in. But the amazing thing, I'll save that for later on. So yeah, you can create male, female. You can go really in depth with creating your character. It's amazing, the character creation. I spent about an hour and a half on both my characters. So you can have so many different voices. Some sound really dodgy. They sound so funny. They are pretty insane. But yeah, let's have a quick look at the male. It sounds like he's got toothache. So yeah, you can have different voices, which is fun. And then we come to the alliances. You've got 3 alliances that you can join, all fighting off against each other. And this game works is basically you have your starting out city, and then you can branch off into different areas of that city, and your different alliance has different areas, And there's a place called Cyrodiil, which is in the centre. That's where you do all your PvP, player versus player. Otherwise you'll be doing player versus environment, PvE. So we've got the the Daggerfall Covenant. Surrounded by enemies, the Bretons, Redguards and Orcs of the Lyric Bay have united to form a Daggerfall Covenant. They fight to protect their people and, if possible, to save all Tamriel from the dire forces that threaten it. So, yes. So Daggerfall is made up of Orcs, Redguards and Bretons. So we have the old Emiri Dominion, believing only they can counter... Sorry, I've got to set up a bit. There we go. Believing only they can counter the threat to Tamriel, the elder races have founded the Old Mary Dominion. High Elves, Wood Elves and the feline Khajiit have formed an alliance of mysticism, cunning and ferocity. And we have the Ebonheart Pact. The Ebonheart Pact was forged in war when Eastern Tamriel was invaded by the Akaviri, the Nords of Skyrim, Dark Elves of Morrowind, and free Argonians united to oppose them. The pact endured and confronts new perils as one. So yeah, you've got 3, and you can go any one you want, basically, whatever you fancy. So we've got races. Okay, now as I've learned, there's basically, you can go a healer, you can go as a tank or a DPS. Now a healer is self-explanatory. That heals players, but also you can give sort of a mitigations to power back to them. Well, not really power, I'm talking about DC, but you can give not only healing back, but sort of maybe shields your allies as well, you know, as well as doing damage as a healer. It's not just straightforward healing, as it were. Your DPS is damage per second, which is basically you're damaging the enemy as quickly as possible within the shortest amount of time. And a tank is more or less, again, self-explanatory. You're up against you're at the front, you've got the one with the big amount of health, you're taking the damage, you're trying to grab the attention of all the big ads, the big bosses. So then the DPS can stand in the middle or in front, fighting away, trying to get those ads down quickly as possible, while the healers are at the back trying to heal the allies. So we've got Breton, Redguard, Orc, Dark Elf, Nord, Argonian, High Elf, Wood Elf, Khajiit, and the Imperial. So let's go. Bretons. The racial skills of the Bretons reflect their affinity for the arcane, giving them bonuses to magicka, light armor, and spell resistance. So Bretons are very good at healers. They definitely, I would recommend, if you want to go a healer, Breton, or I'm thinking possibly High Elves are good at destruction magic. So Imperial, if you can upgrade to the Imperial class, I would go either Breton or the Imperial, to be honest, because again they are very good at sort of giving against magic bonus, light well, spell resistance, or resistance against fire spells, against the ads basically, and you're giving good healing out. So I recommend the Breton or an Imperial for a healer. Moving on to Redguard, the racial skills of the Redguard reflect their ancestral legacy as swordsmasters. giving them bonuses with shields and stamina regeneration. So Red Guards, definitely top of the notch DPS. You can get, again, you've got bonuses to sword and shields, but they are very good at just dealing damage very quickly. They're a good race for that sort of skill. And again, bonuses to stamina. Stamina is what you need if you want to be a DPS. That's primarily what you use. If you want to go magic, then magicka, and if you go obviously tanks, you've got to have a lot of health just to stand up against the adds and taking as much damage as possible while dealing damage. So definitely Red Guards, top of the notch DPS class. But again, with all these classes, you can go an Orc Mage if you want to, or you can go a Breton tank. The choice is yours. What the game is, the developers have only made certain classes with certain benefits that would initially benefit that type of role. That's all it is. But you can go whatever you want. The choice is completely yours. You can use whatever weapon, whatever skill set, and it's entirely up to you. You can wear heavy damage, heavy magicka, or heavy armor wearing a healer. Whatever takes your fancy. As long as that build works for you, then who's to say we're right or wrong? Just that some of these classes start off with when you can put skill points into passives. Well, passives are always on buttons. You get bonuses to stamina or bonuses to magicka. Put a point in them and they're always active. So some of these classes, races, have certain passives that are beneficial to that role, but it's not to say you can't go other roles. So yeah, there's no real limitations. So the Orc, the racial skills of the Orc reflect their people's harsh mountain environment, giving them bonuses with heavy armor and health regeneration. Again, Orcs, amazing tanks, because again it gives you bonuses to heavy armor, which you want the heavy armor. You want to take that restraint of the damage given to you. And again, health regeneration, massive amount of health. That's what you need for a tank. Excellent class for a tank. Dark Elf. The racial skills of the Dark Elves reflect their intellect and natural agility, giving them bonuses in dual wield, fire magic, and fire resistance. Again, they are great. Dark Elves, they make great for destruction fire magic. They're very good at destruction magic. But then again, so are High Elves. I mean, the way it is now, if you go a Dark Elf, become a vampire, and go as a Dragon Knight, which we'll get to later on, that can be quite a hefty class. So yeah, again, straight up fire DPS, good, very good, very good. Because again, you get bonuses to fire magic, fire resistance, top notch. A Nord. The racial skills of the Nords reflect their strong and hardy natures, giving them bonuses to two-handed weapons, health regeneration, and frost resistance. Again, Nords, fantastic tanks, because again, you've got health regeneration like the Orcs, health regeneration, and also we'll get to the Imperial class. They are very good class for an all-round class, but we'll get to them in a minute. So again, Nords, fantastic tanks, but they're not to say you can't go magic, whatever takes your fancy. The Argonians. The racial skills of the Argonians reflect their people's perilous swamp environment, giving them bonuses to healing, restoration, staves. staves. I don't know what that word is. Never mind. And poison resistance. So yes, the Argonians are very good at sneaky rogue-like characters, but with that bonus to healing, restoration, and poison resistance, I reckon that they would probably make good healers as well. To be honest, I've never actually been an Argonian healer before, but there's not to say that they won't be good at healing. That's an interesting one to find out. Moving on, we've got the High Elf. The racial skills of the High Elves reflect their magical affinity by increasing their damage with destruction spells and increasing their rate of regaining magicka. So again, High Elves are very good at destruction magic. They've got bonuses to damage, destruction spells, that sort of thing. They are the bread and butter of destruction mage, as it were. But again, you could use them for restoration healing, perhaps, because of the increased magicka. So it's again, all these races you can use with all different roles. It's not to say you can't, but again, with my experience, High Elves, destruction magic, destruction wizard as you want, bread and butter. Wood Elf. The diversified racial skills of the Wood Elves reflect their woodland affinity, improved archery, stamina, stealth, making them dangerous foes. So again, Wood Elves are amazing at your roguelike character, because again, you've got the improved archery, bows, again stamina, you use 4 bows you use for your weapons, stealth, again bonuses, passives to stealth. They are amazing at rogue-like characters. Sneaky, get behind people, stab them, or with bows, you've got your poison arrows, all those things. Amazing race for that type of class. Goes just amazingly well. Khajiit. The racial skills of the feline Khajiit reflect their natural agility, giving them bonuses to stealth, health, regeneration, and weapon damage. Again, great for sneaky rogue-like characters, because again, bonuses to stealth. They can regen their health a little bit quicker, which means that if you do get caught up in a fight, zip back out, regen your health a little bit quicker. And again, bonuses to weapon damage. Again, amazing characters for sneaking around. Saying that, there's a few builds out there that I have been seen where you can go as a rogue-like stealth character, as a Khajiit, but using as a vampire. Now that's a very dual wield, very interesting role that I may play with later on. That's one to think about. And we have the Imperials. The racial skills of the Imperials reflect their training and perseverance in battle, giving them bonuses with shields, health, and stamina. The Imperial class is an all-round, imagine it's a blank canvas. It's an all-round blank canvas. They start off with equal health, equal magicka, and equal stamina. So you can go whatever kind of role you want with this class. That's why they're primarily there. They're a blank canvas. You can just go whatever you want. Up your health, up your stamina, up your magicka, and you can go any kind of role you want. Now the 4 roles we have are not chicken. Haha. We've got the Dragon Knight. These skillful masters at arms use the ancient Akaviri martial arts tradition of battle spirit and wielding fearsome magic that pounds, shatters, and physically alters the world around them. This is an amazing class for this. I'm very, very interested in this class because you can go as a DPS using destruction magic, or kind of magic with the fire, earth type magic, or you can go a tank with this class, or you can go a DPS slash tank, maybe a bit like, half heavy armor, half medium. You can go or you can just go all out light armor, what I'm doing now, vampire, dark elf, and you can just go like a mage-like character with the fire spells. This is an all-round amazing class, to be honest. So we've got the Sorcerer. Sorcerers can be used conjuring and destruction spells to hurl lightning bolts and create shock fields. Wield dark magic to snare and stun, and summon Daedric combat followers from oblivion to assist them. So again, Sorcerer is amazing at destruction magic because again you can conjure these little creatures to help you in battle. You can conjure the dark spells, like say the lightning shock and the whirlwinds of the darkness, the dark sort of magic. These are again amazing roles at destruction magic. Again, what I'm thinking is possibly heavy armor, go like a heavy armor stroke destruction mage wielding a two-handed axe. You can go whatever you want, to be honest. Then we have the Nightblade. Nightblades are adventurers and opportunists for a gift for getting in and out of trouble, relying variously on stealth, blades, speed. Nightblades thrive on conflict and misfortune, trusting to their luck and cunning to survive. So again, these are probably your bread and butter for a rogue-like sneaky character. DPS, bow, dual wield, you can't go wrong. There is an interesting build out there right now, which is you could go with Khajiit or any wood elf or anything like that, or Imperial, and you can go a Nightblade but become a vampire, and you get the nice passives from that as well. That's with dual wield, that's quite an interesting build I may play around with later on. So yeah, these are definitely, again, because you've got bonuses to stealth, you've got bonuses to blades, and you've got bonuses to speed and that sort of thing. Become a vampire, extra speed. But also if you go the likes of the wood elf or the Khajiit, they give bonuses to their skills anyway, likes of bonuses to stamina, stealth. So things like that, so it all kind of ties up and matches up, really, And then we have the Templar. These travelling knights call upon the powers of light and the burning sun to deal massive damage to their enemies, or restoring health, magicka, and stamina to their allies. So again, amazing choice if you want to go either a tank, because again, restoring health, big amounts of health pool, that's what you need for a tank, but also as healers, because again you can restore health, you can restore magic to the group, you can restore stamina to your allies. That's again an amazing class for healing. But who's to say you can't do this or you can't do that? Do whatever you want. The choice is yours, as long as you are building what you want and having fun. That's the main thing about this game. So let's quickly move on and just show you the certain builds that you can have. Get away. That does that. Look at that end game. Look at that. You can have a preview of your end game gear that you can craft or find in dungeons and things like that. But that is your end game gear. That is I mean, again, it's different for every character, or every class, every race. You know, again, look at that, it's just amazing. Wrong way, what am I doing? Just so many different amazing, look at that gear. That's just, you know, that's to come. That's when you hit level 50, you start putting your points into your blacksmithing, which you should do at the beginning of the game anyway. And then you can craft some of this amazing gear. Look at that, that's awesome. Again, that's pretty beast. That's cool. Oh, I like that. Look at that. That's amazing. And then we're back to the Imperial. So that gives you a rundown of what your character can look like. And again, this just gives you a nice build whether you want to go Mr. Fatty McGee, who ate all the pies, he did, or you want to go Slim Jim, who needs to eat pies, he does. You know, you want to go Thin McGee, and you know, it's just Slim Jim or Fatty over here, or you can go Mr. Muscly himself, Six-Pack Jordan. So yeah, that just gives you a nice good rundown. Again, your body type, I won't go through all these, but again, you can change your height to the size of Michael Jordan. Just, you know, skin color you can change your, or you can give tattoos. You can put markings like burn marks, scars. Again, skin deformations. You know, you can just have big tattoos. It's just, you know, you can just, the range is amazing. It really is. It's astonishing. And you can see why you can sit here for hours just creating whatever character you want. And torso size, you can make him Mr. Hulk. Big arms, big gut, just big waist. You can have as skinny as you want. You can just hand size, hip size, leg size, foot size. Just, it's endless as to what you can do. And with this, again, do you want a kind of a softly face, Mr. Happy, or quite angular, quite, well, yeah, angular. I mean, it's a gaunt look, I suppose you can call that. Quite thin in the face. Who sucked the life out of this guy? You know, again, you can have it a bit more sort of, you know, just very angular. So yeah, you can just, again, do all this, you know, change your age. You can make him an old man. Again, you can just go through different beards and things like that. Yeah, it's endless customization, which is just absolutely amazing. And you can sit here for hours. You can sit here. You can randomize the character as well. You want a randomized build? You think, oh, I'm not very good at creating characters myself. Randomize, just randomize the shit out of it, quite frankly, until you see something you fancy, and then you can just build upon that. Okay, don't quite like the moustache or the beard, change it. You know, just, it's endless. And again, I'll show you the female, because that's quite interesting in terms of the headband that you get. Where are we? Yeah, so again, up here you've got different sort of headbands. You can have earrings for your female characters. All these sort of stick-on things at the front of the forehead. I don't know what they're called. No idea. Headband things again. So yeah, you can just eye patch. Just, yeah, it's endless. Again, different hairstyles. Change the colour. It's just, oh, it's amazing. Again, you can have tattoos in the front. You can have makeup. It's just, it's phenomenal. and then you can have like, you know, forehead slope and cheekbones, and we've had this in other games, but just this is so in depth. Cheekbone size, jaw size, neck size, ear size, lip size, nose width, nose height, eyebrows, eyes colour, and eye squinting, everything. So yeah, this is just an in-depth rundown. Quickly, it's quite a long video, but it's an in-depth quick rundown, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I mean, I hope this helped you guys just have a quick look at the game. But if you're interested in the game, do not hesitate to buy the game. Honestly, it's more than the first buy for me. It's astonishing game that's worthy of your time if you've got the time to invest in the game. And if you're not into MMOs, don't treat it as an MMO. Don't treat it as in, oh god, all these classes, all these skills, oh no, blacksmithing, enchanting, oh it's too much for me, people running around groups in dungeons and all sorts. Just treat it as an adventure game. If you've got a character in mind that you think, you know what, I want to be a big tank, big strong heavy armour, go in there, dual wield, smashing the hell out of things, do it. Just do it. You know, just have fun. You know, that's the overall aspect of the game, is just to have fun and just run around and do what you want. So yeah, I've been Ace Plays, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.